From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Friday, November 11th, 2016, Veterans Day. I'm Ann Gownley. Well, as I mentioned, today is Veterans Day, and services were held all over the area to honor all who served our country. WYLN's Aaron Harvey has more from today's Hazleton City Hall.
Fire!
All ages of the Hazleton area came out this morning for a ceremony honoring veterans. The service took place this morning at 11 o'clock at Hazleton City Hall and included several speakers along with music. Many local veterans and elected officials took part in the event that honored vets for serving their country. The special guest speaker included Hazleton native retired U.S. Navy Lieutenant Jim Boyle.
I was born and raised in Hazleton, went back on active duty in 2000 to work in Washington, D.C., and I stayed down there for about 12, 15 years. And then we've retired back here in the Hazleton area. And it's an honor to be asked to come back and to speak on behalf of the veterans and to be recognized for my career in Hazleton.
Boyle thinks that we sometimes underestimate the sacrifices veterans make for our country.
I've spent 33 years on active and reserve duty, and I've been fortunate. I've traveled the world, I've done a lot of things, I've met a lot of people. But the most impressive thing about that was being with a group of people who have dedicated their lives, in many cases literally, to the cause of the United States of America. The veterans, the people who are serving are veterans, and those people sometimes I think we underestimate the sacrifices that they make. And I think Veterans Day is a perfect opportunity to recognize those people and to make ourselves aware of those sacrifices and what they mean to the individuals and to the country.
Even though today is Veterans Day and many people will go out of their way to thank a vet for their service, you should really thank them every day. In Hazleton, for WYLN News, I'm Aaron Harvey.
Celebrations of our veterans continued at the Laurel Mall in Hazel Township. Veterans across our area gathered to pay tribute to their brothers and sisters in the armed forces, both near and far. Retired Staff Sergeant Eric Olson was the guest speaker at the program and wants to remind people that there's still a war going on.
Well, we want to remember that there are still a war going on, and we still have veterans serving in Iraq and Afghanistan and other parts of the world. In fact, we've just lost another 6 Special Forces soldiers just this past week. So we always want to remember those that are still serving to this day.
Olson shares with us some things the youth should know about our veterans.
Hopefully they need to learn a little bit more and understand that these men and women fought for their rights and fought for their ability to go to school. They fought for their ability to learn in an open environment and generally fought for their freedom. And whenever they see a veteran, they should come up and thank them for their service. And more specifically, I thank my compadres that served in Vietnam, which was a generation before me, because they were not thanked when they came home from their service.
Coming up here on WYLN, we will have more area Veterans Day celebrations. A Hazleton hometown man and a United States congressman will be playing a big role with President-elect Donald Trump's transition to the White House. Congressman Lou Barletta issued the following statement today regarding being asked by President-elect Donald Trump to serve on the Presidential Transition Team Executive Committee. Quote, "It is a great honor to be asked by the next President of the United States to be part of the team that will help put together the new administration to take office in just 2 months. As I said many times during the campaign, I have seen the boardroom Donald Trump when I sat in meetings with him." Unquote. He went on to say, quote, "It is an exciting time as we will be assembling the people who will be tackling the problems facing the country and making America great again. I appreciate the confidence President-elect Trump has shown in me, and I take on the responsibility with humility and the resolve to perform to the best of my abilities." Unquote. And on the news today, Hazleton State Police are on the lookout for a man who brandished a knife while demanding money at the Valero gas station on Route 309 in Hazel Township early this morning. According to police, the man stood 5 feet 6 inches tall with an average build. At the time of the incident, he was wearing a red hooded sweatshirt with another black hooded sweatshirt underneath. He was also wearing black sunglasses, black cloth gloves, dark blue jeans. Police say that he bought 2 drinks before demanding the money, allegedly stating to the clerk, "If you don't mind, give me the money from the register," unquote. The clerk told the man to take what he wanted by himself, but he left the gas station without taking anything. The suspect fled the scene in a 2016 red Jeep Renegade. Anyone with information is asked to call state police at 570-459-3890. State police at Hazleton are now looking for 2 men following a holdup at the Dorrance Sunoco Thursday afternoon. Just before 5 p.m., 2 guys walked in. One pulled a knife. They demanded money and got off with an unknown amount of it. Both are white males. One was described as having a medium build and wearing blue jeans, a black jacket with a gray hoodie, sunglasses, gray wolf gloves, and a hat that read U.S. Customs in large print. The other was wearing a camouflage shirt, coat, and hat. They were driving a newer model red-orange Jeep Renegade. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to call state police at 570-459-3890. There is no word if those 2 robberies are connected. It's time now for a first look at our forecast. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with the details. Joe, it's the weekend, so what kind of weather can we expect?
Well, at this point in time, looks like it's going to be dry, but it's going to be quite chilly. And I tell you what, some of those overnight lows, before all is said and done, we're going to be looking at temperatures dropping down into the 20s. But will we see any type of warm up anytime soon? I'll be letting you know with the 7-day forecast in just a few. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, we have a way for you to check out some more Veterans Day celebrations here across the greater Hazleton area. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, video journalists Mike Lula and Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Gary Perna, Abby Piskel, and Aaron Harvey. Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and John Eric Poli, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik.
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. It's spelled different because we are different. Physical is unlike any therapy center you've been to before. If you're tired of living in pain, if you want to move better, overcome an injury or balance disorder, or you just want to improve your strength and conditioning, our highly skilled team of medical experts will help you get back to living the life you enjoy. New mentality, new body, new life. Get physical.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
At All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you not only get the vehicle that you want,
you also get the lowest financing options.
We also deliver unmatched service.
Whether you're in need of a work truck, have an active family lifestyle, or simply want to show off your fun, adventurous side, All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. It's the Ram Power Days and Jeep Celebration event. Stop in today.
Freeland also held its annual Veterans Day ceremony this morning in Freeland Community Park. Many men and women have fought in wars all over the world, and while some came home, many did not. Today, all veterans past and present were honored. Joseph Barna arrived in Korea in June of 1952 and tells us about his experience fighting overseas.
But we had war from the time I got over there in June of '52. It was continuous war every night, every day. The weather was terrible. The summers were 130. The winters were 40 below zero. But we never gave in. When the war called, they called a ceasefire July 27th, 1953. And I don't believe there was ever a winner. I think both sides lost.
Raymond Clymer helped organize today's program. He is also the quartermaster of the Freeland VFW Post 5010 and belonged to the United States Marine Corps.
Important to honor all the veterans who previously served in the United States military in any branch of the service, and also for all the veterans who are in the United States and overseas today serving this great country of ours.
Veterans we spoke with today also had a message for the younger generation.
I like to tell the people, the younger people, that if you think about it, they came from a veteran. A veteran comes home from war, he gets married, and he has children. And those children are all gifted. They're all given the gift of life by this veteran.
And I think our youth today should look up to the veterans. They have many opportunities today, the children do, that we didn't have when we were growing up.
And as in every year, Veterans Day in Freeland is symbolized in the 11th month, the 11th day, and of the 11th day. Veterans Day celebrations continued at Weatherly area, and WYLN stopped by to speak with students and veterans about what this day means to them. November 11th, 1918 is regarded as the end of the war to end all wars. An armistice between the Allied nations and Germany went into effect on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. It was the official end of World War I. Veterans Day continues to be observed on November 11th. It is a day to honor veterans for their patriotism and willingness to serve their country. A celebration of all veterans was held this morning at Weatherly Elementary Middle School. Weatherly Mayor Tom Connor spoke at this morning's event and says it is something he enjoys being able to do each and every year.
Veterans Day means a lot to me. My dad was a veteran, my son was a veteran. He served in the Army for 10 years, and we're happy he's home safe. And it means a lot to my family, it means a lot to our community and to our country. So it's a good day today.
For the past 7 weeks, twice a week, the elementary choir has been practicing songs for our veterans to perform this morning.
The song A Greater Nation that we are performing today is about the freedoms that we enjoy and how we thank our veterans and what they've done for us and how they've shaped our country today.
5th grade student Melanie Elliott says being able to perform for the veterans means a lot to her.
I appreciate the veterans because they gave us our freedom and how much they fought for us and to protect our country and our freedom.
2 veterans we spoke with say they love coming to events like this one and hope the tradition continues.
It's heartwarming every time I see it. And in '69, we didn't get the welcome home that we're doing now. And every vet deserves a welcome home. It's always special to me to honor my brothers and sisters from the military. And it's special to me today because I have granddaughters here that wanted me to be here. They go to the school. So they're watching me.
It's great to see that these students are honoring all the veterans, especially Vietnam, Korea, and stuff that were never honored when they come home. Even a World War II, I mean, they all deserve respect. It's great that these kids do this. It almost makes me cry when they hand us them papers and stuff that they made for the veterans.
The Weatherly Area School District hopes to continue this Veterans Day tradition for years to come, so students understand the importance of remembering our veterans. Happy Veterans Day to all those who served and are still serving our country, from everyone here at WYLN. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a full look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
When your car won't start one cold winter morning, call Paul's Auto Center. He offers mobile battery service along with 24-hour towing and recovery. With 2 locations to serve you, Beaver Meadows and Hazleton. AAA members are welcome. Lockouts, flat tires, winch outs, paint and body repairs, not to mention complete car and truck repairs. All this and more at Paul's Auto Center. Call 570-455-8418.
It's the Black Friday sales event all month long at Berger Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Route 93 Hazel Township.
Buy this 2016 Jeep Patriot Sport 4x4 for only $17,900. Save over $10,000 on select Ram 1500 4x4s. Save up to $7,000 on new Chrysler 200s in stock.
It's a Black Friday sales event at Berger Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Route 93 Hazel Township.
Berger Family Dealerships, drive with experience.
Alrighty, we're going to be looking at some very chilly temperatures for the weekend going into next week. The overnight low is going to get quite cold. We're looking at temperatures dropping down into the 20s and 30s, but for the weekend at this point in time, looks like it will continue to stay dry. It's getting quite chilly now as the sun has set. The wind's kind of picking up across our area. It looks like it should be a windy day heading into tomorrow. On to the numbers outside our station, and we're in the 30s, and those temperatures are going to continue to fall as we head through the overnight hours. And again, with those winds out there, it's going to make it feel a little bit colder than the actual air temperature indicates. Temperature-wise today, we had the sunshine mixed with some clouds around here and there, and here's where we did for the high versus the low. Well, it wasn't too bad earlier. We did manage to make it up into the 50s, but then as that sun started to set very quickly now, those temperatures fall quite rapidly, and there you can see the wind gusts coming in at just about 30 miles per hour. Throughout the state of Pennsylvania, well, we got 40s and we got 50s. Now as that sun has set and night is upon us, it's really dropping those temperatures. These are even going down now as I speak, but we don't have to worry about any precipitation. It continues to remain dry, at least here across the Northeast. And those winds, they are a factor. They'll be even more of a factor heading into tomorrow. We're looking at winds right now, 10, 15, 20 or so miles per hour. Wind gusts exceeding that. And tomorrow, like I said, it's going to be a very windy day across all of our viewing area. We're going to see a lot of sunshine, but despite the abundant amount of sunshine for our Saturday, we're only going to get in the lower 40s. Look at those overnight lows dropping down into the 20s, 24 degrees for tomorrow night, 47 as we go into our Sunday with plenty of sunshine, and then we're going to be up into the 50s as we go into our Monday. That's not going to last long, because after that we're going to be back up into the upper 40s to near 50 degrees as we start going into our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. You see some of those overnight lows again dropping down into the upper 20s and lower 30s. And it's even hard to imagine that 1 week from the upcoming Thursday is going to be Thanksgiving already. Then we'll be into December. Don't know where the time goes, but hey, so far no accumulating snow. We'll have more for you after the break.
At All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you not only get the vehicle that you want,
You also get the lowest financing options.
We also deliver unmatched service.
Whether you're in need of a work truck, have an active family lifestyle, or simply want to show off your fun, adventurous side, All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. It's the Ram Power Days and Jeep Celebration event. Stop in today.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Since 2001, Hazelton Imaging has been offering the best care, a staff that is kind and courteous, and a radiologist on site. Hazelton Imaging is less expensive than most hospitals, and they offer self-pay pricing. Call Hazelton Imaging today at 570-501-SCAN.
I'm Abby Piskel, and today I'm joined by recently retired Army National Guard Lieutenant Colonel Sean Malone and his wife Mary. So Sean, if you just want to talk to me a little bit about your time in the service.
I just retired with 28 years in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard.
as I said, Lieutenant Colonel. Had the pleasure of spending my time as a captain up in the Hazelton Heights for about 6 years. With that unit, as an engineer unit, we got to do many local projects, got to help out in several snow and winter snowstorms and some flooding. Then transitioned over to a cavalry unit and got to spend some time in Kosovo, Lithuania, a tour in Afghanistan, and a couple other countries throughout my 28 years.
And I understand that you have 2 daughters, and now you're somewhat of an Army family. Mary, talk to me a little bit about that, how that makes you feel.
The interesting thing about Sean's 28 years, I mean, he just rattled off about 4 or 5 different countries that he spent time in. And so in those times, it was a learning experience for all of us. Kind of back here at home in the States, and the girls, you know, finding what country he was in and the communications piece and learning about that. And so really had a lot of influence on our youngest daughter, Emily, who is part of the West Point class of 2020. So we transitioned with Sean retiring after 28 years of service, and we're still a military family, and Emily is now our soldier up at West Point.
And Sean, how does that make you feel as a father to have one of your daughters following in your footsteps?
Oh, I'm very proud of her. I got involved 28 years ago. Service was drawn to it. A family of service, both my grandfather served, my father, his brother served, Mary's father served, and I got into it because it seemed like something to do, and I was going to do it as long as it was fun. And after 28 years, my time was up, and now Emily seems to be enjoying it.
Good. And how does it feel for you when you were coming home? How did that impact you?
Oh, coming home was always amazing. It's it's always interesting to see different countries, different places, see how things are, and truly appreciate home a lot more. And it was always very, very heartfelt to see the neighborhood come out. I'm not a big pomp and circumstance kind of guy, but the Hazelton Fire Department had cross ladders up with a flag and a nice escort, and everybody was in the neighborhood waving flags and welcoming back. So it was a bit overwhelming, but it was nice to see all the support.
And Mary, how was the final homecoming for you?
It was amazing, and I have to echo what Sean said. As a National Guard family, we don't necessarily have a military base. When he was deployed for the year to Afghanistan, the closest military family to us from the unit that he deployed with was actually down in Lidditz, PA, so a good distance away. So there wasn't a time where we didn't need for anything. So it was really to see how much each of us individually, both the girls and myself, grew and learned from the experience about, the saying Army Strong not only applies to the soldier, but also to the family members. But again, couldn't have done it without the support of the fantastic community here in the greater Hazelton.
And Sean, just one thing that I've been asking all of the veterans that I've been speaking to, what does it mean to you to have served your time in the military?
This is a great country, and there's a lot to do, whether local police, fire department, Army, ambulance crew. I mean, everybody needs to give a little bit of something, and that's what it's all about, just giving back and supporting and making this country the great country that it is.
Well, Sean and Mary, I certainly want to thank you for coming in and speaking with me today. And I want to extend my thanks to all of the veterans that I've spoken with throughout this series. And if you have a loved one or anyone that you know that was in the military, be sure to thank them on this Veterans Day.
It's Black Friday all month long at Burger Buick GMC Cadillac, Route 93, Hazel Township.
Save over $6,000 on the purchase of this 2016 Buick Encore all-wheel drive, or lease it for $189 a month. Save over $2,500 on the purchase of this 2017 GMC Terrain, or lease it for $189 a month. Save over $9,700 on the purchase of this 2016 GMC Yukon Denali.
Burger Buick GMC Cadillac, Route 93, Hazel Township.
Burger Family Dealerships, drive with experience.
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. It's spelled different because we are different. Physical is unlike any therapy center you've been to before. If you're tired of living in pain, if you want to move better, overcome an injury or balance disorder, or you just want to improve your strength and conditioning, our highly skilled team of medical experts will help you get back to living the life you enjoy. New mentality, new body, new life. Get physical.
It's week 12 of Friday Night Lights, and this a special district championship Friday. 4 Wyoming Valley Conference and Schuylkill League schools with chances to win titles tonight. In District 11 Single A, Marian Catholic aiming for back-to-back championships as they go up against 10-1 top seed at Williams Valley. The Colts started strong against Tri-Valley a week ago, and they know that's key again, especially when tasked with stopping the Vikings' Dylan Raybuck, a near 2,000-yard rusher.
That's extremely important. We had to set the tone early and make sure people know that we're here to play and that we're not going to give up.
Well, he's an outstanding back. Both he and his brother started as freshmen, and now he's a 6 foot, 190-pound junior, which is kind of scary to think about it, but he's a great player. He's quick, he's strong, can run the ball inside and outside.
District 2 3A, GAR will go for gold against Scranton Prep. The Grenadiers hot, but the Cavaliers hotter, riding a 10-game win streak into the final.
We got to start fast and just make a lot of plays on defense, offense as well. We just got to start fast, play defense, be physical, and it should take care of us.
We're going to have to play perfect, and capitalize on turnovers and just play a perfect game as best we can.
Elsewhere tonight, the 6A sub-regional title game with the #1 team in our power rankings, Williamsport hosting Delaware Valley. The Warriors handed the Millionaires their only loss of the season, that a 49-42 affair in Week 7. In 5A, Wyoming Valley West back in action after a Week 11 bye. The Spartans aiming for consecutive district championships. They'll have to beat Abington Heights to do so. Valley West topped the Comets 23-20 in Week 7. And D2 4A, a bigger bracket, so they're at the semifinal stage, but a huge meeting between Wyoming area and Berwick later on. The Warriors with a statement win earlier in the year over the Bulldogs. We'll see if they can beat them again in just over an hour. Tune into Late Edition Sports for highlights from tonight's action. And more District 11 action on Saturday in 3A. North Schuylkill visits top seed at Notre Dame Green Pond at 1. That's a semifinal matchup, while in 2A, Schuylkill Haven going for the title, hosting Palmerton. It's normally the River Street rivalry, but in football, they label it the Mayor's Cup. Tomorrow, the annual battle between Kings and Wilkes. The Colonels lead the all-time series and won 2015's matchup. If the Monarchs want to prevent Wilkes from taking 2 in a row, they'll need to stop a new offensive weapon in true freshman quarterback Jose Tabora.
Settle things down and turn it into just a game, and then make plays from there and be able to keep 4 under control. I mean, he killed Lyko with his legs, he killed Stevens with his arm. We got to kind of keep him, somewhere where we can see him and keep him in front of us and not let him, create plays and extend plays like he's done the last 2 weeks.
That's it for sports. Stay tuned.
The Cheese Store and More is your one-stop shop for holiday favorites. Order your cookie trays, your meat trays, and baskets now. The last day to order is December 8th. So call or stop in today and remember their holiday hours. The Luzerne Foundation presents TheaterWorks USA's production of The Lightning Thief, November 19th at the Wiltsey Center in Hazleton. Tickets are $5 for children and $10 for adults and can be purchased at Bosco's Laurel Ball location, the Melfi School of Music, or at the door. And the doors open at 1 p.m.
Alrighty, well, we got temperatures in the 40s going into the weekend. It's going to be dry. 50s for Monday, staying in the 40s going into next week. Those overnight lows going to get cold around here, 20s and 30s. I guess this time you're going to have to just turn on that heat and put the extra blanket on. If you go out, wear the coat. It's this time of year.
Or if you're like us, just keep holding on until you have to turn that heat on.
Yeah. How about a week from Thursday? It's going to be Thanksgiving.
We talk about this, I think, every time, but how fast this year is going. But
and after Thanksgiving, what the count, it'll be Christmas just that fast. How quick that goes.
So here are our credit roll, of course, for tonight to honor all of our veterans. And if you're a veteran out there, happy Veterans Day. And thank you for your service from everyone here at WYLN.